Well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at across the United States. My name is Michael Hine. I'm Assistant Program Manager here at Vet Jobs. So I like to have interaction throughout it. So I don't like to read off of slides and have everybody just get killed by PowerPoint. So please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to stop and have me answer the questions that you may have. You don't have to wait till the end. I like the interaction. So we're vet jobs and military spouse jobs. Um, we're a nonprofit organization, so everything that I'm going to talk to you about is free for soldiers and their spouses. They can use our services as many times as they want to for their lifetime. Their dependents up to the age of 26 can also use our services. So we find a lot of the dependents that are going through college or getting done with college. A lot of them come into our system and they look for our services either in credentialing or maybe in getting a job also. Um, so right now I'm talking to you all about this. So again, if you have any questions during this, don't hesitate to stop and ask me. I'll answer them for you. So it started in 2004. Dan Copel and Deb Copel, they started this organization. And back then, it started out with helping military spouses because back in 2004, there didn't seem to be as big of a need to help the military spouses as there was now, apparently. So, being in 2004, they were kind of leading the charge and helping those military spouses with all the different employment needs that were needed to be out there. And so we've been around for 20 years. We've been leading the cause. And during that time, we've helped over 100,000 people. I believe we're at about 108,000 people now. Assist them in their employment in any of those categories that I just mentioned before. So again, just to reiterate, everything that we talk about is accessible. It's free. Nobody has to pay for. And again, it doesn't matter the military affiliation. So if you have anybody in any service, regardless if they're guard, reserve, active duty, a veteran or retiree and their spouses, again, they can use our services free of charge for their whole lifetime, as well as their dependents up to the age of 26. These are the different parts of our organization. Within our organization, we have vet jobs, and then we started out with what was called KC Corporate America Supports. You see the dog tag down there. We also have military spouse jobs. And below that, you'll see Engine, National Guard Employment Network, Reserve Employment Partnerships, and Recon. Recon actually works with all the ROTC cadets across the nation. Then we have the National Guard Employment Council, and then the Love Council and everything else like that. Army Up, you will see there, Army Spouses Career Campaign. That actually deals with all the military spouses that are active duty. Any questions so far? All these are pipelines into vet jobs and all the different candidates in which we help. On the next slide, you will see how also all these partners here also refer into us. All these different organizations refer into us. P3 is not on there, it should be on there. We assist with P3 too, which is obviously the Army Reserves, as well as other organizations also. So there's three areas of focus that we work on. When somebody comes in, the first thing that comes in is when somebody registers with our services. They'll come in through our system through the different gateways, depending on how it is or what they are and how they come in through our gateways. But once they come in through our gateway, a career specialist will actually reach out to them and talk to them to begin with within 72 hours. And that career specialist is going to help identify what that individual is actually needing because everybody's at different points, right? Some people come in, they say, I've got a resume, I think it's working, or I don't have a resume at all, or I have a resume, but I just need a network. So, how do I network more freely and how do I become more effective in how I network? So the career specialist will work one-on-one with that person to identify those gaps that they're needing to fill. We also have what's called a recruiter connect specialist. That person actually works with the different recruiters within different companies to help them understand and work with those individuals that are in the military so they understand what it is that that person is applying to and how it translates also. So again, we work hand in hand with multiple different companies in those different facets. And then of course we have the training team, which is a great team also, because that team actually will work with that individual and will start planning out their career. A lot of people will come in and say, hey, I really want to get into this career field or this, this organization, or, I want to start this way, this pathway, but I'm not understanding how to get there. We work with them and help them map out exactly what it is that that person may be doing, because you always hear when somebody says, oh, I'm going to go get this job, or I want to go get this job. Well, do you have this credential? No, I didn't know I needed that credential. So again, that's something that we do. We have that one-on-one conversation our training team does and says, okay, this is what you need to do. Because sometimes people will be like, oh, I need to go get this certification or this accreditation. Well, before you get that, did you know that you needed this or you needed that? So again, they have that conversation with them so people can actually plan out exactly what they need to do and how to get it and where to go. Do you have any questions at all about that? No questions? Okay. So overall, we've helped over 100,000 get placed since 2010. Our courses through the different platforms that we actually are that we give you guys free access to, the military affiliated people to, we actually have over 100,000 training courses completed across the board, which is really, really great. So people sometimes don't come in again to get a resume, to get a job. Sometimes it's just coming in and taking training courses again to upskill, right? To get that promotion. We have job boards that have over 2 million jobs that are available. We average about 1,800 new registrations per week. So, what's the key to the candidate success? The first thing is, again, like I mentioned before, is to get the baseline assessment of what that candidate actually needs. Sometimes a candidate says, well, I need this. And then upon talking to them, we find out that that individual actually needs two steps done prior to even getting to that step. So, again, we go through that. And again, that career specialist looks and says, okay, these are what you need for this job. Do you have those for that job? If not, how are we going to get you to those different qualifications that you may not have? And they target that plan for that specific job that they're interested in. And then we help them target their resume for that. And again, nowadays a lot of people have LinkedIn, but a lot of people actually don't have LinkedIn. So they don't understand how LinkedIn works. So, we have ways that they can learn about LinkedIn, either through actually attending a live class with our training department, or again, working one-on-one with somebody and building their LinkedIn profile so that they understand that, LinkedIn's a big deal out there, because LinkedIn gives you a lot of answers that you may be searching for. And a lot of candidates don't understand that. I always say it's kind of really a big cheat sheet, right? Because then that individual can go in and see maybe what other people with those positions in that company, what they all have, maybe for credentialing or other things like that. So again, it benefits them, and we make sure that they understand that. We also make sure that they understand too what LinkedIn's used for and what it's not used for, so they don't fall into that category. So again, we also provide the solutions for any of the gaps that they may have within that experience. So through all of this, there's multiple ways that, again, an individual can work with us. So one is they can work with that career specialist if they want to work one-on-one with somebody. If they're more timid and they really don't want the interaction with the one-on-one person, then we have multiple live training sessions that go across the board, everything from mock interview to LinkedIn optimization to resumes if it's civilian, or how to tackle that frustrating federal resume that so many people talk about. How do I get there? How do I get into USA jobs? What is this rating when they say 1 to 5? All these different things, we're able to talk to them and walk them through that process so that they have a better understanding of what they need to do in order to make sure that they're successful. Do you have any questions about that at all? No questions?
Yes, Mike. Mike,
Yes.
this is James. I do have a question.
Yes.
You say these services are available. You say these services are available to service members and their families and dependents up to age 26. My
Yes.
question would be, if the soldier has a family member, a dependent, with special needs, is there an exception to policy made for that family member? Over.
Yes. Yes, it should be. Yes. Yeah. We handle those case by case. So yes, I would say yes to that. Generally over 26, not, but in that case, yes. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it does. I just want to make sure we get it out there. I wasn't sure, but I was hoping that you would, because those individuals with special needs need special care. Over.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that leads to the next slide. So we talk about those different skills. So within the training department, we have different platforms that people are able to use. One's called IBM Skills Build. That's a great platform that IBM actually runs. And in there, they have some assessments that people can take if they're not sure what kind of pathway career-wise they want to go into. They can take assessment there and learn that. They also, through IBM Skills Build, they actually have Udemy also that's available to individuals. They have a lot of different trainings on there. They have everything from CompTIA to Life Coach to all different kinds of different things that people are able to go on there and use. Coursera is another one that's a platform that's out there. That's actually ran by Google. So just imagine Coursera is being Google. You can type up almost anything on there and you will find a video, a lecture, a credential, or something dealing with that. So everything from healthcare to music to, again, IT certifications, credentialings, all different kinds of things are on there, and other platforms also that's out there that people have access to. And again, I know Coursera, usually people that have access to it, typically to get access to it, it costs $40 a month. A lot of maybe if they have children, their dependents, if they're in college, they may be using Coursera also. So they don't need to spend that $40 when obviously they can use it for free for us with Coursera. Some of the questions is, well, if I do already have a Coursera, how does that impact me? Will I lose everything? Nope, they can sign up with Coursera with us. And then as soon as they do, they can just contact Coursera and they can combine both accounts together so that they don't lose anything. Industry skills training and certifications. We work with a lot of organizations out there that people can get free training, free skill training out there that they don't have to pay for. So again, it's them just coming to us and figuring out where they are, what's close to them, and what it is, the kind of skill training that they're looking for. And again, to me, that's a big deal, being able to say, oh, well, I don't need to go pay for this training. I can get it free for here. And then what I also said before, one-on-one certification and credentialing strategy sessions. I used to do that all the time with this company. So again, if you have somebody that's like, well, I'm really wanting to go into cloud computing, but I'm not sure how to do it, or I really want to get into this kind of career field, but I'm not sure what kind of accreditation that I need to get or where to go to get that. I'm interested in logistics. So how do I transfer from being in the Army doing logistics there? What's the difference between that to the civilian side of logistics? And what am I capable of being able to do? So there's lots of different ways that we're able to assist that candidate. and being able to make sure that they get into the right direction that they need to go in. And that's a big thing out there nowadays. So the registration process is the candidate's referred or registers for assistance. They can always jump on our multiple different platforms and which way to come into our system. And again, the candidate receives a welcome email and is assigned to that career specialist. And that career specialist will contact them and figure out again their baseline of what they need to do. And while they're in there and they're filling out the forms, again, they can say, hey, I'm interested in training. I'm interested in this kind of training. So again, that kind of helps that process along and make sure that they get put in the right direction that they need to be put in. So we also work with employers, which is a big thing out there, right? Because the more employers that we work with, then obviously those employers are the ones that are saying, "Hey, we need to fill these job slots, and in those job slots, we want the reserves and everybody else filled in. So we're gonna give those jobs to you." So there's different ways that we do that. So as an employer, the employer can do two different things. Either they can self-post or we can help post them. And again, if we help post, then they're always connected to a recruiter connect specialist that I mentioned before that works with those companies. They will work with them and find out what it is that they need. And again, they will push those jobs out, that information out to them to help them get them. Again, we make sure that the candidates they get are 100% vetted, so we make sure that they have the right resume to go to that job, to that organization. And there's opportunities to engage with the community. And again, there's training teams out there to help get those people that may not be actually right off the bat qualified for that job. Sometimes it's the training that's actually leading to that full-time job. So again, we make sure that the employers have that nice warm, that white glove service as well as that candidate. So we never just say, go to this website and good luck, right? We always do the white glove service to make sure, again, that that candidate has that full frontal service from the time that they come in to the time saying, okay, this is the job that you're interested in. All right, let's target your resume. Let's make sure that your skill set, you're completely qualified for it, and let's get that resume over to that company. So it's a one whole fluid motion. There's my information right there. Is if you have any questions, please do ask. I know it's kind of quick and it's easy. I always like to have interaction because a lot of times there's questions out there that I may have not addressed, or there's questions out there that you may have that will benefit others. So, what kind of questions do you have?
Mike, this is James again. Can you
Yeah.
kind of elaborate on that Army Up?
So the Army Up is basically what that is for the active duty spouses. They come in and it's the same process. We just work with them, and again, that's just kind of the same thing as like recon specific for the ROTC department, for the ROTC cadets. The Army Up is specific for the active duty component for spouses.
Now, did that include active guard reserve, AGR? Could they consider it active duty? Do they fall in
Yes.
that same category, or
Yes.
they fall
Yep.
in the category of reserve?
Yep, they are AGR, so they fall under that category. Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, for example, I know, well, let me back up. So we talked a little bit about assessments and tools to help individuals navigate getting the training they need to qualify for certain jobs and then support with getting those jobs. But if somebody is maybe already trained or maybe has already been working inside of a field, but maybe they are transitioning to a different state or a different location and want support with getting a job in that area in their field. Can you guys support with that as well?
Absolutely. So we're virtual, so it doesn't matter where that individual is and where they want to move to. Again, we're able to facilitate that and assist that member, regardless if they want to stay in that career field or wants to transfer into a new career field, we're able to do that. So it's really great in the aspect of if you know that you come down on orders and you're moving, in the next 6 months or a year or whatever the case is. Sometimes you get more notice than not. Sometimes you don't. I know I've been there, I've experienced it. Yes, so we're able to help them identify a job that's out there. And again, we have job boards within Vet Jobs, the direct employment job board, which actually has about 2.3 million jobs on it, but it does not matter. So if they find the job on Indeed or wherever the case is, we're more than willing to help them, target their resume for that job, regardless of wherever they go. And we cover all the way to Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and absolutely everywhere else too. So don't think it has to be within the United States. But yes. Yes, Kyle, I saw a hand raised.
Yes, sir. This is Kyle Puckett with Private-Public Partnership here at Fort Knox, Kentucky. And I was just wanting to know, is there a possibility that we can get this slide deck sent to our emails?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I sent the slide deck. I send it. I can send. Well, I can send it to you all. I can definitely send it to you all. Or I think Captain can send it to you.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we will send out shortly after this or within the next couple of days, we will send out a email with all of the information to include the slide decks and the recording.
And how am I going to get you my email?
If you want to drop it in the chat,
Absolutely.
I'll make sure you.
Thank you very much.
It's fine. I spend most of my summers actually at Fort Knox, briefing all the cadets that are coming through for the Army. So again, I brief units all the time. I brief reserve units. They will request briefings. I can brief that if you want to. So if there's anybody out there that is like, I have a group that wants a briefing, if it's spouses, if it's commanders, if it's military service, the military service individuals themselves, whatever the case is, we're always willing to brief. I spend a lot of my weekends briefing. I enjoy it. And the reason I enjoy it and I'm passionate about it is because I used to be one of those people out there that would talk to reservists that would say, I have to go active duty because I can't find a job and I don't know how to find a job. So to me, it's important that we're able to give that service to them. And as we talk to individuals and everything else like that, as we work with your organization, again, we can set up a way where we can report back to you saying, 20 people came in this month and, 5 people were looking to upskill and get some new additional credentialing and, 10 were looking for LinkedIn optimization or whatever the case is. So then you can have a real good feel, an accurate feel of what it is that your population out there may be searching for or looking for. I saw somebody else had their hand raised up. Yes.
And this is Breck Ferguson, Private-Public Partnership, Kansas City, Missouri. When we get the vet job, like job listings with the number, do we just get a hold of a certain person if we have somebody that fits that job skill or
Yep.
what?
So what they can do is they can register for the service. You can shoot me, depending if you have a long list, if you need an Excel sheet or whatever, but if you have an individual that you find that is interested in a job, that's regardless, again, they don't have to use our job board, wherever the job board is. Again, they can register with us. And then if you want to, if it's individual, you can always shoot me an email so I can track it personally and make sure what's being done with it. But again, they would be referred into that career specialist that would help them target their resume to that specific job.
I know they send us vet job, like job numbers.
Oh, are you talking about? No. Okay. So you're talking about if you have people that come in and register, is that what you're talking about?
No, like say truck driver, 567, whatever, it has a actual vet job number next to it,
Mhm.
and it's specific to that job. So if we have somebody that's totally qualified, we already have their resume already tailored and everything good to go, and that job is listed on the list of jobs that you send P3, at least P3 gets them.
Right. Hot
Do
jobs.
we?
Yeah.
There you go, hot
Yeah.
jobs.
Yep. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was going to get off the job board. Yep. Hot jobs. You're absolutely right. Yep. They can apply for that. Absolutely. Yes.
So do we just tell them to go straight to you guys to do that, or is there, if we have a client, do we just send them straight to a certain person?
No, you would send them to us, and we'll make sure that their person's squared away. Is there any other questions out there?
Awesome. Okay, I don't think I see anyone that has any questions for us, but I just want to come on and say greetings, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Hahn, for the awesome presentation and all the information that you've provided us on the resources and opportunities for our veterans and military spouses and dependents. That was an awesome presentation and very, very helpful for us. If there is anyone that does not have, that I do not have their email address and you want to drop it in the chat, please do so, and I will make sure that you get these slides. And then I also want to just thank everyone for attending. We appreciate and value your time and hope that this information is helpful and beneficial for you. Mr. Kauser is on the line and he is currently on vacation, so I am filling in for him today, but I want to give him an opportunity to speak if he would like to do so. And then also our Army Reserve Family Programs Director is also on the line, I believe. And so I want to give him the opportunity as well if they have any comments to make comments at this time.
Well, thank you, Captain Spencer. This is James Cowell, the training manager, volunteer program manager. Hey, thanks, Mr. Hine, for coming on, giving us great information to us. We really enjoy it, and I like to thank I want to see who all's online today, but I do like the fact that we got a lot of P3 partners online. I send this announcement out every month to Miss Grady. Share it with your friends. We have a lot of people coming in about job assistance for our soldiers and our family members. Also, I just want to let you all know we have Shop Talk the second Thursday of every month. Next month, we're going to have people on regarding the Army Family Web Portal. But come on out and join us. Pass this information on to the soldiers and families that you support out in the field. It'd be greatly appreciated. And again, thank you, Mr. Hine, for coming on and sharing this information with us. We really appreciate it. Out.
Well, thank you all for having me, and thank you for everything that you all do, because it's needed out there. I know it's needed out there. So regardless of where people may think they are, there's a lot of times it's that silent soldier or that silent spouse that doesn't raise their hand that says that I need help. And those are the ones that need it the most. So if you all ever need any kind of, pamphlets or anything with some of our information on it, I'm sure Kevin Spencer will share again. She'll share the slide. It will have my information on there. So if you need any kind of literature of anything about our training, about the different kind of aspects that they can get assistance with us, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm more than willing to share it. And again, more than willing to speak to any group that you want me in front of, and can walk through. And again, we host different things with different units. So if you have a unit that actually wants to, have a professional LinkedIn account, again, we can assist with that, and make sure that that's done, or whatever the case is. So again, we're here to assist and help.
Nice, thank you. And then Colonel Abraham, our director, would you like to have a few words, sir?
Yeah, just something real quick. Really, first of all, thank everybody for coming on. I really echo what Mr. Kauser said. Really appreciate the information, Mr. Hine. I did have a question. I'm not sure if we've ever had him at one of the Yellow Ribbon events. I think this information, if we can look into how we could get him, maybe some of the RDs here may want to bring him out as get on a table, something set out. We could definitely leverage your expertise at one of our events for soldiers and families that attend there. So we look forward to possibly working that out with you. So you can work with our staff. We can do that. But I really appreciate you coming on and providing us the information, and for all the participants being here on here to receive this information to take back to your soldiers and families. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. All right, you guys, thank you once again for attending. We will get that information out to you via email, slides, contact information in this recording, and the recording will also be posted on the YouTube channel. We thank you and have a great Army Reserve Day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Captain Spencer.
Thank you.